what will your team tomorrow tell us about how your maybe priorities lie this week?
Tomorrow, the intention is to win the game and to compete for the qualification. But of course, I need. It's the third game. I need to. We have another one in 3 days. After 3 days, and it's important to be fresh mentally and physically. That's why it's important. I will do rotation tomorrow, and give. I will give chance to some players to show that they deserve to and they are in conditions to help the team.
How easy or difficult a decision is that, Vítor? Because obviously this competition is significant in itself, but there's a bigger picture at play, isn't there?
I know. For me and for the players, but we are in a moment that I must try to balance the team, try to compete in both competitions. I cannot forget the next game in Premier League. I cannot forget because it's an important game for us. And I believe that to play in our level, to compete in the way that I want to compete, we need to be fresh mentally and physically.
I know you're not going to give away the team, but just how many changes do you envisage making? Is it going to be substantial?
You need to wait for tomorrow. Sorry, but you need to wait. But trying to have balance to compete and to win the game.
Can I just ask, at the start of this season, obviously being back in Europe for Forest was such a big thing and a big thing for the owner. Have you had to speak with him or have any conversations about the reality of prioritizing the situation?
He wants to keep the club in the Premier League, first of all, and try to compete in the Europa League. Of course, tomorrow we'll try our best for the qualification.
Have you had to talk about that?
Of course,
yes. That's on what's been said.
No, this is what he said. What he said to me. This is important is to keep the club in Premier League, and to try to compete in Europa League.
Just in terms of team news, is anybody not available through injury?
Not. We don't have new injuries. Jay is out because he's trying to recover. Chris Wood is out recovering. More. Ortega is in conditions to play tomorrow, and I think that's all.
And just lastly from me, how tempting is it to actually leave maybe some players at home? How easy a decision has it been even just to bring some of those guys? As you say, mentally, the travel.
Yes, but in my opinion, we are in a moment that we need to be united. I cannot have players for a game and players for another game. I cannot. You understand? I cannot separate the players because this is something that they worked a lot to be here, and we need them for tomorrow. We need to see the team united, everyone in conditions to help, and this is I cannot look a leadership separating players for different games. You understand? Because we need them. We don't have a big squad, which means that it's important tomorrow that we feel that we are together in this game, trying to get results to qualify.
Sorry, Vítor. Does that mean everybody who's basically part of the team would have travelled then because you don't want to have...
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. We are committed together.
Vítor, you mentioned Chris Wood. Can I just ask how he is and how close he is maybe to being
I'm watching him in the trainings. He starts the warm up with us today with the team. We'll see. We try to. I don't want to push him, but I think he will help us. Will be able to help us in the last games.
That must be a real positive to think that you might be able to have him to call upon.
Of course, because he's important for the group. He's important because he has quality. He score goals and he has the personality to help us.
Do you find that the balance difficult with Sunday in mind, because a European quarter-final doesn't come along very often, or the chance to get there doesn't come along very often? So it's a big opportunity.
I know, but tomorrow we'll compete for sure. The players that will start the game and the players that will go from the bench, they will give everything to win the game. And in my opinion, we have quality to do it.
Ola, can I ask you about the challenge of competing in Europe and the Premier League, and how you found it?
I found it really fun, to be honest. Obviously playing different oppositions from Europe and stuff. So it's been good, and I think the group have loved it as well. There's a few like myself that it's like their first time playing in Europe, so it's been really good to go up against all these other teams around Europe and compete as well.
And you're eager to keep it going if you can, I guess.
Yeah, hopefully we can keep it going, and we work hard every week, and it's another game that we're gonna work hard in to try and progress in the tournament.
Do you see it as being a straight kind of decision between trying to stay up and trying to compete in Europe? Is it as easy as that, or not quite?
Obviously everything comes with its challenges, we worked.
It's difficult for me.
Oh yeah, it's difficult for him. Yeah, it's difficult for him, but yeah, like everyone knows, we work so hard to get the club and ourselves into this position. So yeah, we're all working hard and looking forward to progressing in this tournament, and also being safe in the Premier League.
Do you feel that if you can do well tomorrow, it would help with that in the Premier League as well, in terms of getting some momentum and positivity and everything that you need going into Sunday?
Of course. I think winning does that anyway. Whether the team's safe or not. Like, if you win, it's gonna breed momentum and positive like energy and vibe. So yeah, hopefully we could do that tomorrow, and just continue working hard and looking forward to each game as it comes.
Word to Colin next.
Hi, Ola. It's a football cliche that every player wants to play every game. Is that still true even when the pressure is on like this and it gets so intense? Does every player want to be on the pitch every single minute?
Of course. Those are pressures that I feel like we thrive on. As football players, you want to play every game. You want to be available for every game. So yeah, I think that's something that most players will look forward to.
You've echoed actually something Ryan Yates said before the first leg, which is how excited you actually lit up when you started thinking about being in Europe, how excited the players are. Is that still very much the talk in the dressing room then? And when you look at an away fixture in Europe, you're like, this is Europe, this is great.
Of course. And in tournament of football, anything can happen. So it's just the unknown, really. That's what's really exciting about it. Especially for myself anyway. Like, it's something that you can't really describe. But yeah, playing in Europe is definitely a fun thing to do.
Vítor, can I ask you, because you mentioned a couple of times about you've joked about it's hard on you. Are you still managing to enjoy this time, this pressure of being in these sorts of positions and with these challenges?
The pressure makes part of our job. You understand? If you don't want to have pressure, it's better to go to do something else. It's important, of course, I understand. I understand. For me, even for me, this competition is a competition that I had the experience that I won this competition as an assistant coach in the past. This is something special, something special. Um, and for me, it's a pity that our situation on the league, and because we need to compete with Premier League. The games, they are very tough. The level of the teams, they are competing for and the next game is against Tottenham, and Tottenham is competing with us for the same target as to achieve to be safe in the Premier League. It means that for me is a pity that I need to have decisions. I need to think not just about this game, but about the next two games. I need to think about it because it's important for the club. Of course, the Europa League is important for the club, but the league is very important for the club.
You've had a little more time now. Have you managed to sort of construct a team you can rotate into in your mind that you think will work, where those connections are going to be there, even though they don't play together all the time? Have you got a clear idea of what, I don't want to call it a second team, but your Europe team, if you like, looks like?
To be honest with you, the way that we are playing game after game after game is difficult to prepare the team for different scenarios, to prepare every players to be in conditions to. But this is the reality. We are trying to do our best to help them, and tomorrow is is another chance for us to show our work, to show that for some players that they deserve to play in this level.
Thank you.
Next question in the middle.
You guys lost last week. What did you see as FC Midtjylland's strengths, and how do you expect the game to be tomorrow?
For me or for him?
For you.
For me, yes. Midtjylland is a strong team, very physically team, but we create a lot of chance to win the game. And we believe that we have quality to play here and to win the game. We went in Fenerbahce and we won the game. And tomorrow is another game, different game. But the intention is the same: is to come here to compete, to win, and to get the qualification.
And for you, were there any FC Midtjylland players who impressed you in the last match?
To be fair, the team is very well balanced, so I don't really feel like I feel like their whole team's really good. Obviously there's the standout players, like Billin. He's obviously been in the Premier League before, everyone knows him. He's a great player, so yeah, but their team is very, very good.
They got the third place in the group stage. Were you surprised about that?
Not really, because like I said earlier, tournament football, anything can happen, and they've obviously done well in the group phase, and they're taking their chances, and that's why they finished there. So yeah, I'm not surprised.
Is that everything? Oh, one more for Ben. Sorry, guys. In terms of obviously Fenerbahce, that was your obviously first game. Have you had to kind of change what you thought you would have to do in this competition, Vítor? Did you think you would have to prioritize maybe one or the other? Because obviously in an ideal world, presumably you don't have to do that? Have you had to change your own thinking on it?
You know, the position, as I said before, uh, if we are in a safe position in the table in the Premier League, it's completely different. You understand? Um, of course, but again, I'm very confident that tomorrow we'll compete uh, uh, in the best level with energy, with ambition to win and to qualify.